It's Mike Brennan. We're back again with another segment of MITechTV. And today is Valentine Day. Actually, Valentine Trent's coming in, and it's iJility, right? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
All right. So let's start off with what is agility?
So, iJility is a performance-based labor firm that focuses on the supply chain world, if you will. We are comprised of engineers, supply chain operators, recruiters, and then, of course, sales slash customer service. And we focus in that world. Probably the easiest point of entry for us are any sort of company that uses traditional temporary help. That's probably easiest way for us to enter. Uh, Clients today that use traditional temporary help generally don't get their best bang for their buck. And so our focus is B2B, B2C, returns, automotive, life science, reverse logistics, grocery, and we actually help companies save on their direct labor cost. We guarantee the output as well as the quality of what we provide with our associates inside of our customers' four walls.
So you're kind of a fractional uh, service then, right? You use it as you need it kind of thing?
No, sir, we're really here. I'll put it to you this way. We're more like temporary help on steroids.
Ah.
So we're not temp help, but we're better. So it's from a situation where you might be growing, you might need to scale, you might have a new building that's opening. You might have a temp help company or even full-time employees where you have a constant revolving door and you have a lot of turnover. Maybe it's an entry-level type position, something that's more in a manual scenario, not a body in position from a manufacturing perspective. And that's really where we're able to give a customer the best bang for their buck. So it's really about, can we get the product in the building, through the building, out of the building in a quality manner, in a timely manner, and did we do it on that guaranteed fixed labor rate, which is a cost per unit, which
Oh,
is what the engineers go in and look at.
got it.
So how does your service differ from, traditional temp help agencies when it comes to, labor management?
Yes. Well, we are on site for one thing, not from a Valentine bringing the donuts and checking the time clock and kissing the babies, because I did that in my temp help days, and that was great. But your job in temp help is to jam as many bodies in the building as you can get, and they're required to train them. And if they don't like them, they throw them back, so to speak, and I just send in more. Well, with the agility model, it's all about aligning with what the customer's actual financial and business goals are. So our goal is to do it with less people, more productively. We guarantee the quality, and then we pay our associates an hourly wage, plus they have an opportunity to make incentive every single week.
Hmm.
And so that really allows them that engagement level that you don't see from a temporary help company, and our employees are full time with us. So we stay inside of our customers' four walls year round. We manage our workforce. We still roll up under their leadership. And we do that in a way that gives them budgetary certainty. So they know that this widget being moved in this building, picked, packed, unloaded, shipped, cost them 20 cents a box, as an example.
Huh. You rattled off there a whole bunch of industries that you serve. Is there a particular one that's a sweet spot or a couple of them that are a sweet spot for you?
I would say definitely B2B, B2C. We do a lot of e-commerce work, a lot of fulfillment, a lot of picking, packing, and we're also very, very experienced in the reverse logistics or what people refer to as returns. Definitely have a ton of exposure in the retail world, but have food as well. It varies. Here's what we know. Moving a box is moving a box is moving a box. There are just some specific things that may be going along from a quality perspective or a process perspective within the footprint of that facility that we've got to sort of cater to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, you talked about providing systems that track and offer incentive pay to employees. Talk about that a little bit. That sounded
So we
interesting.
have a homegrown system, and what it does is it allows us, and I'm so glad that Mitch Gant is joining us now because this is really something that is one of his babies. And so I'm hopeful that maybe he can talk about it a little bit more. Um, Hello, Mitch.
There's Mitch.
Hey, back from
Mitch is
technical
our
difficulty.
Vice President of Engineering Services with iJility.
All right, she
Pleasure to
just
meet
kicked the football to you there, Mitch. So,
Mitch, what we were talking about, they were asking about the program that we've developed that helps us track and pay incentive pay. And can you share a
Yeah,
little bit about that?
absolutely. So that is called Optics. It's sort of like a homegrown, I like to call it like a labor management system. Essentially, what we found is, a lot of our customers, they can be medium-sized, small, even large-sized companies that oftentimes in the warehouse logistics space don't have the budget or haven't invested in a proper labor management system. And essentially, what our system does is allows us to take it into our customers' four walls and develop, specific job orders and job codes that are tied to our various cost per unit pricing models to be able to sort of categorize and bucket out the labor spent for any given function, process, project that our customers have. And it really allows for our customers to have that visibility and that clarity to spend on a particular budget item or project that they need to really understand that cost and deliverable as part of their labor spend. So we spent a long time developing it, homegrown, built from scratch, and we found it to be incredibly useful, not just for our customers, but also for our employees. It allows us to, we take basically reporting from our customers. WMS or just output in general, able to plug it into our system, and based off of our internal standards, we're able to generate, how well they performed on a given day in a given week, and if they exceed standard and don't have any quality infractions and perfect attendance, then we're able to offer incentive on a weekly basis.
Okay, going to put you on the spot here a little bit. Can you think of a client engagement that you've had in a particular industry where you've managed to improve their throughput, cut their costs, that kind of thing? Can you give us an example of something like that?
That's pretty much all we do. So I can name a lot, but one off the top that I will talk to would probably be this is a 3PL company based out of sort of the Midwest, Mid South area. Have a lot of clientele in variety of consumer goods and things like that. We came in. One of their product lines was a outdoors sporting wear company. Very, very high dollar type of items, and they're really having trouble during their peak periods getting the volume out the door. Their fourth quarter is obviously the biggest time of the year, seeing volume increases of upwards of 100%. So bringing in that workforce in such a timely manner, and then getting the product out and getting it done with efficiency and with quality is super super key. So when we came in initially in the gate, they were running a little bit in the red, about let's say just shy of 10 to 15%, and we were able to turn that thing around. We got them north of 20% margin, so about a 35% overall net to net improvement once we came in and implemented our CPU program. And that client's become one of our bedrock clients as part of our client portfolio.
Mhm.
Very
so
cool.
are you focused on the U.S. only, or do you do overseas stuff? I mean, in this world, it's pretty easy to do overseas stuff, but I mean, where do you guys play? Which sandboxes do you play in? So,
We play in the United States, and our go-to-market strategy, again, not like Temp Help, where we build brick and mortar and open up a branch and call on 50 companies around it. And we are very dedicated to whomever we do business with. And so we will move into new states and new cities. We've had a ton of organic growth that way. I would say to you, in the US, we'll go anywhere except California, and we don't really prefer to play in the Chicago area, so in Illinois. So otherwise, we're pretty open.
that sounds like it's begging a question, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah, why not California?
I would just say that it is not employer friendly.
Hmm.
Oh, and then Chicago, same thing, not employer friendly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll have to talk to Governor Pritchard there and
I
see if he can
know.
fix that for you, you know?
What about what kind of industries have you had the most success in?
Gosh, a lot of retail,
Yeah.
a lot of retail. Um, but I mean, here, talk a little bit about, if we have the time, about the case. I'm not saying for you to say the case study, but some information about that organization where we did more technology things and were part of robotics and that
Sure.
industry.
Absolutely. So, our focus has always been predominantly based in labor, right? Our goal is labor savings, and oftentimes people will see automation, robotics, and labor at odds ends with each other, right? And there's always a fear of like automation is going to come in and take jobs. And we were presented with an opportunity with one of our clients. They had invested heavily into a fully automated robotic picking solution, and they were really having trouble getting to that ROI. So over the course of about a year, we came in and helped work proactively with their team, me and my team of engineers, to really reprofile the warehouse, redefine how the robots were acting, and basically, making sure the right product was in the right place. And we were able to save them over the course of 3 years about $1.12 million in labor spend. Really justify the ROI on that automation that they put in there, and it really just goes to show, when you work with the automation, you can really, set clear goals, understand what the automation is there to do. Our program helps really generate that fixed ROI for the customer, and in this case, for our employees, also gives them, heavy incentives to really hit those throughput targets.
Mhm.
All right, well, we're coming down to the end, so Matt, take over from here.
All right. Well, if people want more information about this opportunity to improve your efficiency and throughput in a whole bunch of different business operations, how do they get a hold of you?
Certainly, they can go to iJility.com, or Valentine at iJility is my email. Feel free to go to either. And thank you so much for having us.
Okay, and as you can see on Valentine's screen there, that's IJILITY, right?
Yes, sir.
All
That's
right.
correct.
Thanks very much for being with us today, Valentine Trent and Mitch Gant of iJility.